How's it going, guys? This is John with Gamester81.com. This episode, I want to talk about a kind of controversy, so to speak, that's just recently happened for Nintendo. And a lot of people are saying Nintendo's anti-gay because of this. So I'm going to explain to you the story, what happened. Please leave comments, do video responses. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are about this, because this is a very sensitive subject, and I'm going to walk a slippery slope here when I share with you the story, my thoughts. So hopefully you guys can kind of hear me out on this, so to speak. So Nintendo is releasing a game coming out next month for the 3DS called Tomodachi Life. Basically, my understanding of the game is it uses your Mii character, and you can actually like summon other Mii characters around you and create a life for your Mii character. So they can raise a family. You obviously get married, which is where this kind of comes into play. So in the game, you can only have a heterosexual marriage, meaning between a male and a female Mii character. You cannot have gay marriage in the game. Recently, a couple weeks ago, an individual who is homosexual found out about this, was super offended by this, and reached out to Nintendo, created a whole social storm, media storm, so to speak, where people are up in arms about it, going after Nintendo, saying they're anti-gay. How dare they not create gay marriage in this game? So I want to talk to you guys about this. I want to obviously leave your comments below. I'm really curious to hear. And I think we all have different opinions, different comments. I think it's important that we share and talk about this kind of thing. Here's the deal. Okay, and Nintendo, let me just read Nintendo's quotes as far as Nintendo has responded to this. Let me read some of Nintendo's response. They said, this is Nintendo's response. Nintendo never intended to make any form of social commentary in the launch of Tomodachi Life. Nintendo of America said, the relationship of options in the game represent a playful alternate world rather than a real-world simulation. We hope that all of our fans will see that Tomodachi Life was intended to be a whimsical and quirky game, and that we are absolutely not trying to provide social commentary, end quote. So basically Nintendo is standing ground, and they're not going to go back and redevelop the game and change it because people may be offended the fact that you can't have gay marriage in it. Here's my stance. Is Nintendo wrong to do this? I don't think so. I think Nintendo is their prerogative to develop the game they want. Where do we draw the line? That's just my simple question. Now, obviously, I am not anti-gay. I think it's, obviously you don't want to offend anyone. My good friend growing up came out of the closet a while back. I have much respect for him, and I don't look down on him for it. I'm proud of him for coming out. So definitely, I am farthest thing from being anti-gay. Trust me. But I do believe that Nintendo as a company has a right to create games that they want, as long as it's not personally affecting someone. Now, we have the right to purchase those games. If you're offended by it, don't buy the game. Where do we draw the line when it comes to this kind of thing? Do we all of a sudden, for marriage, for example, if I have religious values which believe that polygamy is right, which I don't, by the way, but just say for the sake of argument, I do, what would prevent me from getting offended that you can't marry multiple Miis in this game? If I wanted to, if I love animals so much where I wanted to sleep and marry a goat, what would prevent me from being offended for Nintendo from the fact that I can't marry animals in this game? I think we have become way too sensitive in society. I'm glad, it's good to be sensitive. We certainly don't want to go back in time to the dark time in history where there's a lot of bigotry, homophobism, if that's a word, stuff like that. But I do believe that people are kind of super sensitive about these kind of things, and I think the guy who is angry has a right to be angry. It's his opinion. He also has a right not to buy the game. No one is forcing him to buy the game. Or where do we draw the line when it comes to sensitivity? I mean, are people going to come out and say, I really don't like Donkey Kong Jr. because Donkey Kong is in a cage and Mario's treating him poorly? Or maybe if I like Zelda a lot, but I'm super sensitive because why is Link a male character? Why can't I play as a female character in Zelda? Where, there's got to be a line somewhere. And, I think it's, as a company, it's Nintendo's job to form that line. My thing is, as long as everyone has an opinion, whether you agree with it or not, people are entitled to the opinion. I believe, I'm obviously not a judge I shouldn't judge people. I don't judge people for what they believe. What they do behind their closed doors is totally their prerogative, up to them. But as long as you keep it behind closed doors, if you have an opinion that isn't PC, because there's a lot of people out there who don't necessarily agree with gay marriage, whether it's religious reasons, personal reasons, what have you. But these people, I wouldn't say, are mean or cold-hearted or cold-spirited or whatever. A lot of these people keep it to themselves, are behind closed doors, don't let it affect other people, and that's their opinion, that's their thoughts. I shouldn't be the one to judge and say, shame on you for thinking this because, this isn't right. What I look about, how I approach that is like, okay, well, let me try to talk to you about it and educate you and help you understand why I think my way. And obviously, I'm not going to persuade people. Sometimes it's impossible to persuade people either way, and people will hold their opinions no matter what. And that's fine. I think it's just important to listen to people out, because what's wrong with society today, we are quick to throw people under the bus when it comes to people's opinions. Whether it's right or wrong in the public opinion, that's one thing. But as long as it's not affecting people outside the doors, then I really don't see a problem with people having their own opinion, because that's their personal opinion, and that's the freedom. That's the freedom that we have in the U.S. That's the freedom we have internationally, and that's a beautiful thing about our society is we are entitled to opinion. I follow the golden rule from every day. Every day I follow the golden rule: treat others the way they want to be treated. So as long as someone is treating you the way that they want to be treated, that's money, man. You're golden, right? Because it doesn't affect that. But once you start your personal opinions and you push that upon others, that's where I think there's an issue. So, not everyone's going to agree with gay marriage or whatever that stance. I can tell you, me personally, I'm open-minded. I think, like I said, I'm not the judge of anyone. I know I'm not a perfect person. None of us are perfect. I think people can judge me upon other things. But as long as I keep what I do to myself, and it's not affecting others, I don't see the big deal. So back to Nintendo, I think I agree with Nintendo. I think they have the right to develop a game, as long as it's not straight up, as long as they don't say, we're not going to do this because we're totally anti-gay, whatever. But they have to draw a line somewhere. And Nintendo is very old-fashioned when it comes to stuff. They've, from history, they're just, this is how it is. They're probably stems from the Japanese culture. Honestly, a lot of that, I'm sure, because I've heard that Nintendo of Japan really calls a lot of the shots for Nintendo of America. So I'm just really curious what you guys have to say about this. Please leave a comment. It is obviously a slippery slope. I hope you guys can hear me out on this. I'm sure you guys may agree or disagree. That's completely cool. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate it. As always, guys, you can keep in touch with me. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, a whole bunch of other things on my website, Gamester81.com. And appreciate you guys hitting the subscribe, like button as well. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Happy gaming.